This is the cringiest part of the whole movie, where I literally cringed. Like, I was like, that was my expression when I saw it. Apparently, Neo is the racist uncle now. He is too old. He is too boomerish. So he says machines are on our side now, and they are sentience. I can't believe you used the machines word, Neo. I can't. Hard S as well. Machines. Oh, they are sentience. It's a word they prefer to machines. By the way, this is something that I really dislike about the English language. It's like they prefer. Look, I also prefer someone should clean up after me. Seriously, I prefer it. I mean, wherever I go, whenever I make a mess, like if I eat something, I prefer if someone was to clean up my plate after me. Just because you have a preference doesn't mean it needs to be fulfilled. It's a reasonable preference, though. Like the dishes, they don't wash themselves. I left them into the sink for one day, and the next day they were still there. They just don't want to wash themselves. So I prefer if someone was to wash the dishes after me. But yeah. So here's another thing, which is indicative of the wealth and the privilege of the person who wrote this. I know it's like, oh, what do you mean wealth and privilege? They're a minority. They're at Hollywood. They are millionaires. They have money. Money gives you privilege. I know it's now shocking for a lot of Americans to comprehend this, but money gives you power. You know, the king was privileged because he had money. Cha-ching, dinero. Yes, privilege. Woke ideology is the only ideology that managed to lie to people that you can be wealthy and not have privilege. But anyway, right. So the reason that this is such an American take is that this whole language thing that they're doing, this whole bourgeois of the language, it's like, let's not use this word, use this other word instead. Hey, young man, do not use that word. Here's another word you should use. Oh, watch your mouth. You know, like, this is the idea that in a world where everyone is mute, there is no more oppression. Like, only oppression comes when people speak and they open their mouth. If everyone shuts the fuck up, then no one uses the wrong word, so clearly that is a perfect society. The only society that has time with this trivial nonsense is a rich and wealthy society. When you're poor, when you can't put food on the table, the last thing in your mind is whether or not people use the preferred language. It's like, use whatever you want, just help me put food on the table. That's how people think when you're in a poor country. That's why, in my country, the idea of political correctness, it's like, oh, we prefer to use that. Get the fuck out. We were looking at Americans from the third world, and we literally created the first world problem memes. It's like, at any point, we are willing to trade you our problems of poverty, and you can trade us your weak bourgeois nonsense. Just give us, like the words you want to use. And by the way, like the whole reason with why you should use some words over others is to normalize censorship. That is literally it. Like, that is the whole purpose. Because it starts with, oh, it's just a word. And then it's like, oh, it's just a sentence. And then it goes, oh, it's just a thought. Oh, it's just a political opinion. It's not just. They're normalizing censorship by doing this. All authoritarian governments start by trying to police language, to the point where you go into the extreme. If I'm not mistaken, China actually banned a letter. Like an entire letter from the alphabet is banned. It's problematic, right? So when you're looking at the Matrix, you have humanity with only one city left on the entire planet. They're struggling for survival. They're struggling to put food on the table. And like, oh, now they're policing language. And okay, let's assume that they don't want to go along. Like, let's assume there's a human that's like, no, machine, harden, machine, right? Not machina or machina, no, machine. What happens to that person? Is he going to get fired? Really? Can you afford to have freeloaders in the last human city where everyone needs to contribute so that people can survive? Are you going to beat him up? Is that it? Is that going to cause more cohesion between the machines and the humans? It makes absolutely no sense. Like, you can't fit this culture in a city that's desperate for survival. Like, the last thing on their mind is probably policing people on language. Machine. Harden. Machine. But also, I love the facial expression. It's like the young lady educating the racist Neo. Look at her face. It's like, it is sentient. Sentient, you see? And it's like her entire neck is moving. Like all the muscles in her neck are moving in order to pronounce it correctly. Sentient. It's almost like her head is going to move all the way from here, all the way to Neo's face. Like, sentient. And then you have this lady over here. It's like, yeah. Yeah, you racist piece of shit. It's sentient. How dare you use the M word here? It's just a small thing, you know, but like when you see it in the movies, why? Because they try to take real life problems and stuff it in a universe where they don't belong. Now, within the Matrix, okay, like if it was actually within the Matrix and agents prefer to be called something, maybe, okay? But outside the Matrix, especially when you're looking at the Resistance, every single person has to contribute. Every person is essential. You can't afford to cancel anyone. You can't afford to just say, oh, well, you know, if you use the machine word, we're going to get you fired. We're going to fire the air filtration guy because he used machine in a derogatory word. Who's going to filter the air? Like, there's not 100 people lining up at the door because there are not that many humans. Now, you can beat him up, but that's not going to improve race relations. In the Matrix, however, they have access to billions of people. So, yeah, okay, in there they can afford to do that. And by the way, like the whole thing where they're making like the machines as a joke, like they were having like these tiny machines that were, you know, friendly, like clear ripoff of Star Wars. Like, come on. Oh, God, why? You know, I never thought that they can wokeify the Matrix, because the Matrix was a postmodern movie. It was already very woke. And it's like, there's nothing they can do that would not fit within the actual universe. Congratulations, you surprised me. I was definitely taken aback. Yes, you can actually do something which is not congruent to the universe. It makes absolutely no sense why the people of Zion would have political correctness. Of course, they're not Zion anymore, not giving spoilers, but it is what it is. Anyway, Jesus Christ. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see how the Matrix videos do, and if they do well, I'll make more of them. If not, I'll stop. I don't even know how many people want to watch it, so they don't want to get spoilers, or how many people even care about spoilers at this point. I have no idea. But let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.